Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording session of Hearthstone. So we've got 3 quests. We got a pack too because I got a watch and learn quest. Let's see, what do I not want to play? Let's get rid of Rogue and Warrior. I think I've been playing too much of that. There we go. So we'll try Shaman and Priest and all of that. So I have done a lot of work today. Let's start by opening the packs. No, I haven't done a lot of work today. I just started working today, but I've done a lot of work since the last Hearthstone recording. I have put all my recordings up. That's interesting. What the heck was that? Strange. Maybe there was a bug and I never got it, or maybe I just... We gotta experiment with this. Here, we're gonna buy another pack. Why not? And this is interesting. We're at 2555. Okay, nothing then. That was definitely weird. Maybe a little bit of a bug there, but I think I got some gold for it, so why should I complain about that type of bug? Let's disenchant all those. And look at the one card. The single card, here we go, Ancient of War. So, before all that, I was talking about how I've done a lot of work and scheduled these things. We're gonna probably go to 4 games now, which is gonna be kind of weird because I am now a little short on episodes. I'm not as ahead as I might have wanted to be, and that's just been because we've been doing so many things. I've also, let's get into a game. We'll start with Shaman. Done some things like the watch and learn thing is not working well for me, and I keep getting this quest. So I maybe kind of cheated it by setting up a second account that allows me to just simply play on my cell phone and watch with my main account, watch my second account win a game. Of course, my second account has no cards and was just made yesterday, so I have to win a game with quite a terrible setup. It's sorta cheating. It sorta isn't. Inherently, I would much prefer to actually watch other players and maybe actually learn something. But I am under a time constraint. Quite a considerable time constraint right now because I've, in part of my correction, I've realized that there's been a lot of stuff I should have been doing that I haven't done. Things like looking when the new version of a game is going to come out and making sure my series comes out before or around or finishes maybe around. Some of them are gonna finish around when the new version comes out. Personally, I think finishing around is the right way to do that, because then my final statement on the game is going to be my last episode of the series, and if you have watched my series all the way through, you still have a choice unless you pre-ordered whether you want to buy the sequel. Now, I definitely lucked out quite a lot, I think, because most of the things that are coming out are gonna be right around. But one of the things that wasn't was Overlord Fellowship of Evil. I had purchased Overlord Raising Hell, which is the DLC for it, and Overlord 2. And I was going to play those, and then I looked at the release date for Fellowship of Evil, and I'm like, this won't be recorded and out until that game is out. So now I'm in this situation where I want to get that done very quickly. So I have about 2 weeks to record the entire game, have it scheduled, have it out, and to put it in a time slot, I am going to actually push back something that's already scheduled. It doesn't matter, that game, because there's, well, it's a Sam and Max game, so there's no new Sam and Max game coming out anytime soon. So that is very much a filler episode that I will just schedule, and right after that, maybe not. Maybe I'll do Overlord Raising Hell, and then maybe do Overlord 2. I don't know. I haven't quite thought that far ahead, but I'm started to think ahead. And I should have been doing this from the beginning. I should have been looking at release dates. I should have been trying to figure out things like that. Schedule things better. I've added a new column into my schedule, Google Documents, that now counts the number of episodes. I am now going to look up the average playtime of games. What inherently is going to be noticeable in several months from now is that I did Day X The Fall and Day X Human Revolution, and those, I recorded those as 30-minute episodes, and for The Fall, that would have been fine if I was just doing The Fall by itself. That would have been about a month for that game. That seems like a fine amount. But for, ooh, this is no good. But for Human Revolution at 30 minutes, plus it was Human Revolution the Director's Cut, which added the Missing Link DLC, which made it even longer. 30-minute things were literally gonna go for 4+ months of 30-minute episodes. I had it all scheduled out, and it was literally not gonna finish until around April 1st of 2016. And I'm like, that's way too long. First of all, that's almost certainly going to miss Mankind Divided. It's
there is a lot at
almost certainly going to be really, really boring. Inherently, that was the problem with yeah, I'm gonna lose. The problem with The Witcher 3, which The Witcher 3 now is as of yesterday of recording has come out completely, and I swear not a single view on any episode at all. Honestly, I don't think I got, I'm probably not right, but I am not exaggerating. To my knowledge, it hasn't gotten a single view at all. And I think that inherently is because the fans of The Witcher 3 were playing The Witcher 3 and are still playing The Witcher 3 right now, and they just don't want to watch it. So that is really the final nail in the coffin for like Fallout 4. It really is. I am looking that there probably will be a video game drought after the new year. there usually is like no games around that time, and what I'm gonna probably do is play Skyrim. We'll do kind of a mad dash speed run of Skyrim where we're going to try to beat the main story as fast as possible and just stick to the main story. That's what I'm thinking. And by doing that, we will have a series that is relatively going to be short. But also, on Skyrim, you're talking probably 2-hour episodes. Almost certainly at least 2-hour episodes every day. Because for long games like Witcher 3, which should have been 2.5 hour episodes every time, I should have followed it a lot more. For these long 200-hour games, that's the only way we can get the series to be somewhat controlled, just under control with the system, and not going for 4 months, because The Witcher 3 went for 4 months and it's bought me time, and I could have left Deus Ex for 4 months and it would have bought me a lot more time to do other things, but that doesn't help my channel much, really. I mean, how does The Witcher 3 filling up a time slot for 4 months and getting no views really help the channel? This is straight up just TV scheduling decisions, and why TV shows get canceled, and why, in theory, I probably wouldn't want to cancel anything ever, but it's why it might happen at some point. It very well might happen that I just cancel a series. I don't want to do that. First of all, I record things ahead of time, so I don't have the opportunity to say, well, I'll just stop recording this. If I had like streamed on Twitch The Witcher 3, it almost certainly would have gotten more views. I don't know if that would have turned into any actual money or advertising revenue or fans or subscribers. I don't know if that turns into anything other than me just streaming for streaming's sake.
How many fingers do you see?
But job's done. I'm rather disappointed in views of The Witcher 3. How can you be any more disappointed when you're saying you went almost 100 episodes and nobody watched it? Nobody. So, anyways, get off that. I have a lot of other games to focus on. I'm definitely looking at release dates now, definitely scheduling things. We are starting Series 3 right now, as of recording. And most of Series 3, or at least half of it I would say, is already recorded, scheduled, and ready to go. So...
Fine, I'll heal.
We are doing, I think, a good job on that. Let's see, how can we do this?
Does this hurt?
So, mostly I just need to... some of the middle games are the most confusing, because the independent games that aren't going to have sequels or aren't going to have sequels anytime soon are the ones that I have lying around and need to fill in those as they go. If I haven't said it before, I've totally missed Halloween in October. If I start paying attention better to the schedule, maybe we will next year do some Halloween things, but possibly not. It's
in the light's name.
Let's see. kill
Fine,
this
I'll one.
Does
and
this
kill
hurt?
this, and then
The damned stand
summon
ready.
this.
Job's done.
Yeah, I've lost again. Wow. I really am surprised, and this inherently, when you just start to think about it, when you realize there's something you should have been doing from the beginning, you also have to think, well, there's almost certainly some other stuff I should have been doing from the beginning. One of the things I'm thinking about is not bothering to put thumbnails on Hearthstone, but I don't think that does anything. I don't think it changes it one way or another. I think inherently on YouTube it is the phrasing that you type. And when I'm doing a Hearthstone episode like this, unless I go back to trying to figure out titles for everything, which would require me spending a lot of time in for really nothing, because I was spending, when I first started, a lot of time,
You asked for it.
a ton of time. Sorry, I just turned off my air purifier. If you've been listening to that the whole time, I guess I can't trust myself to use that anymore. I haven't been using it in a long time, and I thought, oh, I'll turn it on at nights when I'm not recording, and of course I'll always remember to turn it off before I record. It'll just be immediately part of my steps to check things, and obviously no.
One day, I'll be a real knight.
Forget that. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Hearthstone. I want people to watch it. I want them to watch at least the most recent ones. It helps. Otherwise, I do kind of have to start thinking, well, just stop doing Hearthstone and just not get the gold. But how can I do that? Because Hearthstone actually does get hits. It gets a lot of views, more views than any other series, when there is an expansion. So people are really big into Hearthstone when there's expansions, as far as watching my videos.
Did you bring some fish?
They're just not as big into it on the day-to-day basis, or every now and then basis. And inherently my channel is turning into a TV channel. I mean, it's bigger than a TV channel already. There's 5 series coming out every day, and they probably are an hour for each episode. So it's 5 hours versus the usual what would be the usual, let's see, that's a bit of a waste, but we'll do it. Usual 3 hours or 4 hours that the TV channel will have. So if people weren't watching Hearthstone because they were watching other series, that would be great. I would much prefer, instead of watching Hearthstone, that you were watching like the Walking Dead series, because that's a really heavy storyline thing. It plays like watching a TV show a lot more than this does. This plays like talk radio. Let's see, what do we want to do? If we do this, this would be 5 plus 11 plus 17. Yep, this works fine.
Well played.
There we go, we got a victory finally. So, let's see if we can get one more victory here, and then we'll call this episode at 4 games. It's hard to manipulate the length of this. I've said it many times before, but it's hard to manipulate the number of episodes I can get on Hearthstone. I still have to play it almost every 3 days, depending if there's a watch and learn or not.
The elements will
And
destroy you.
for that one day I play it, I need to get almost 3 days worth of videos. I don't know how I could do it any differently. We would just have to, well, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I'm not getting enough episodes, we're gonna potentially go into some really short mode, 1 game per episode type stuff for a week. If I did that, then I could definitely label things. Heck, if I'm doing 1 game per episode, I'll just go Rydo versus Ludre, or whoever I'm going against, Shaman versus Shaman.
Put this apple on your head.
We'll definitely put some more things. It wouldn't give me a lot of time to actually be talking about stuff.
Greetings from beyond the grave.
Job's done.
Oh, that's not a totem. That sucks. I messed that up. That's an oops moment.
That was a mistake.
Alright, let's try this again. This inspires this to a 3. So we hit the base and return. Yeah, there must be other things. Let me know in the comments if you've recognized. It would be really hard for you to recognize that there's something I'm not doing. Obviously there are things I know I'm not doing, like I'm not playing Counter-Strike Go. I don't own the game, and that wouldn't be something I would want to try and get into, and I don't think people would enjoy it as much as they think they would, to watch me in particular play those games. Alright. So we killed this one, and then we killed this one, and now he can't do anything. Yeah, that works pretty well. But yeah, it's so simple. It makes so much sense to go and look how long does an average player take to play a game, because you just don't, if you're not paying enough attention, you may very well not remember, or I very well at least don't remember that with the director's cut of Deus Ex, it was a 60-hour game when I probably would have guessed it was a 40-hour game. It plays very much like a 40-hour game, but it's longer than that. Deus Ex Human Revolution is what I'm talking about, and it is such an old game. It really, the short of it is, when you look at The Fall, what they did to The Fall, an unfinished cell phone game that was ported to PC, and that's their most recent Deus Ex game. Don't ever forget that. That is their most recent 1. Then you look at
One day, I'll be a real knight.
then you look at Human Revolution, and all the levels are pretty small, and the gameplay is pretty repetitive. When you look at all those things together, you get a picture of what Mankind Divided could be, and how it could be not a AAA game that they kind of would like you to believe it was going to be. I think it's going to be short. I think it'll be a decent game, but okay, the question now is, with 7, can I do this? We'll do this, and then we'll do this. So we got several that are 3 here. This one, this one, this one, this one,
We're using
and this one.
real
Nice. So yeah, I would not get Mankind. I definitely wouldn't, but I wouldn't get it at all until you hear some people that actually played that game and reviewed it all the way through and said, oh yeah, this game looks way better than Human Revolution because it looks bad for its age. It's old, and that excuses why it looks bad, but it looks really, really bad. And they need to say the game is like 5 times as large. It is an actual open box world and not just cities with a few alleyways. Detroit in particular, when you look at the map, you're like, this is barely a few blocks of a city that's been blocked off. And then the story needs to kind of work away. Not so many straight levels, because they tried at the very beginning to be open sandbox, and at the end you're literally just running through hallways with a few offshoots. Anywho, that's been 4 games in 30 minutes, so if there is one series that is staying to close around 30 minutes, it is going to be this for now, until we can get back up on the number of episodes. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. Now easier since the episodes are shorter. If you want to support me, you can click on my name Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.